Hey everyone, Mr. Montgomery again, and today we're going to be working on lesson 1-6, just like it says up top, and also we're on page 25. So if you're not on page 25 yet, pause the video, hit the space bar on your keyboard. It works very easily, and then make sure you're on the correct page first before you go any further in the video, so that way you can make sure you're on the correct page. So, if you think back for a quick moment, like the first grade, watch out, right, going back in time, and you learned so many different ways to add, right, and subtract, and so we have a lot of tools in our toolbox. So, with what we're going to do today, we're going to be really working on that relationship between addition and subtraction, and it really does help you with your fact fluency. And then when you see these math equations like this one right here, 14 minus 6, you start thinking about it in other ways, and you don't always think of it in the traditional, okay, well, I have 14, let me take away 6. So, like, for example, we learned once before, way back when in first grade, that you can draw pictures and then cross out as needed, right? So I always told my students before that, circles are nice and easy, and they're very easy to keep track of, because other programs or teachers will say, oh, well, make these lines, and then we're going to cross out the lines. And as you see, that gets kind of messy if you're not the neatest writer. Then that might not be the best thing for you, right? So of course, I can have my picture and I can start crossing some out until I count 6 that I crossed out, and then I'll get my answer, right? Of course we could do that. But do you really feel like taking the time to sit here, draw all these circles, and then make sure you have 14 circles? Because if you don't have 14 circles, then you're going to be in a big mess, and it's just going to be a headache, and then you're going to be upset that you got something wrong, and then you're not going to understand why you got it wrong, and now I'm going on a tangent. You know what I mean? Maybe not. Maybe I'm just going a little overboard. But I'm going to recommend through this lesson to use a number line because it's easy. You can make one, and even when you make one yourself, it's 99.9% correct all the time, every time. So, although this is an option that we could do, I'm not going to suggest drawing little quick pictures and then taking away, just for sake of time. So they want us to figure out 14 minus 6 and then show that relationship with the similar addition equation using all the same parts. The fact families. Remember the fact families? Oh man, first grade was a trip. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to do this the original subtraction way, but then I'm going to show you a little trick that might seem weird and goofy at first, but then you're going to go, oh, that makes total sense. Alright? So it's just like the more you know type thing, The more you know about things, the easier it appears later on. So 14 minus 6, if we're just going to use a simple, easy peasy number line, let me make sure I got red selected. I'm going to start at 14. Because this is my start number, right? Remember, that's what we were talking about before. Here's my start number, 14, and then my second number is always my jumping friend, my jump number. If my little pen will cooperate, there we go. So we have our start and jump, so I find 14, circle it, and I need to make 6 jumps, so I touch 14. I'm not counting yet, though, until I jump. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, one more. 6. And then if you ever make a mistake like I just did, and I forgot how many jumps we were making, well, you know what? Count the jumps. And you can always double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 jumps. I'm all good to go. I did it correctly. And what number did I land on? I landed on 8. So now we know that 14 minus 6 equals 8. So next we can put all these numbers together in an addition number sentence, right? Because they're all part of the same fact family. But before I do that, can I just show you something kind of cool real quick? Okay. Whether I honestly don't know if you said, yeah, sure, Mr. Montgomery, that's fine. I honestly don't know if you really agreed to it, but here we are. You know what I mean? Okay. So The other thing you could do is, since we have these two numbers, right? 14 minus 6, right? We know that's the original problem. If what I'm about to show you seems super goofy, then, keep doing what works for you. I say that every single video. Do what works best for you. So 14 minus 6. I'm going to circle these two numbers down here. Check it out. I circled 14. I'm sorry, circled 6 and I circled 14. And now I'm just going to count my jumps. So check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 8 jumps. So that still answers this number sentence down here. 14 minus 6 is absolutely 8. We did the same thing, just in a different way. So if you count the amount of jumps in between these two numbers in any subtraction sentence, it will always give you the other part to the whole. All right. So then we can rearrange these numbers. But again, if doing that seemed really goofy, again, just stick to what you know. Circle 14, make 6 jumps back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And guess what? The number is still 8. It's all good. It's all gravy. You know what I'm saying? All right. So now when we plug these in, we know that 14 is the whole, right? So that has to be the answer. It is the biggest, baddest number there, right? Everyone else is scared of him. He controls what's going on. So he will always be after the equal sign in any addition number sentence, which means 6 and 8 have to go in the part, right? But does it matter which order they go in? Absolutely not. If you guys remember back just the other day, we were talking about how we can add in any order. Because when you add, that's like one of the beautiful things about it. It doesn't matter which number comes first. You do 6 plus 8, or you could do 8 plus 6, and either way, it will equal 14. All right, cool? Okay, if not cool yet, trust me, we'll get there in like another 5 minutes. So let's jump over to page 26, and let's get a few practice ones in. All right, everyone, so here is page 26. All right, and I know what you're thinking. It looks a little different than yours, and that's on purpose. I made us a little handy-dandy number line right here for us to use whenever we need to. And if you guys remember anything about my videos from first grade, you know that I can't stand these very first problems because they give you the answer. They take all the fun out of it. So I'm not wasting time on this. Go cross that out. All right, no real point, in my opinion. You learn better by doing instead of just someone giving you the answer. Crazy thought, right? So we have 9 minus 3, and they're like, oh my gosh, what is the answer to 9 minus 3? Well, guess what? We have a part and a whole, and we just got to use them to count the jumps. Or, you know what? They give you both anyway, and you can flip-flop them around however you like. Honestly, either way is correct, because you're going to get the correct answer either way. But they want you to see the relationship between these addition and subtraction number sentences. So that way you can really, really see the fact families and appreciate them. I guess I'm kind of making that up. But that is my assumption. So let me clear this up a little bit. All right, so we have 9 minus 3. But oh my gosh, I don't know what 9 minus 3 is. Well, let's take 3, which is right here. And take 9, which is there. And how about we just count the jumps? Super easy, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know, they're not the clinch jumps. My pen is acting a little wonky tonight. But I count 6. So that means if we have 3 plus 6, does that equal 9? Well, let's double check. I'm going to use my little touch dot method, which I may have mentioned to you guys a few times. So I always start with the biggest number, 6, 7, 8, 9, and count each dot. So yeah, it does equal 9. But again, if this method is really, really weird, and you're very, very comfortable at 9 minus 3, well, guess what? You can still do 9, start there, minus 3. And then just go back 3. 1, 2, 3. And guess what? The answer is 6. Craziness, right? That's actually the one really cool thing that I love about math, is that it's so interchangeable. And everything just kind of synergizes together. So by counting the gap, finding the other part, our jump number, which is 6. We know that 3 plus 6 is 9. And if we take 3 away from 9, well, guess what? We have to get 6 because it's the other part to this whole. That's it. Easy enough, kind of. I'll tell you what. I'll walk you through one more, and then you're trying number 4 all on your own, and we'll go over it step by step. All right, so with number 3, we have 5 plus blank equals 14 because this is the inverse of 14 minus 5. And inverse just means like, the opposite, but they kind of equal out the same. They're like brother and sister type deal. That's actually a really good way to think of it. Think of them as brother and sister, okay? Whether the subtraction one is, I don't know, maybe you think that was the brother because he's being difficult, and I hear a lot of siblings say that brothers are difficult. And then, I don't know, maybe you want to think of the plus sign one as the sister because, I don't know, they're just easier to deal with, I guess. Who knows? I never had a sister. I'm just guessing. So, let's take 5 and 14. Okay, so I have 5 right there, dot, 14, dot. And, before I do anything, I want you guys to take some part of this, and I want you to count the amount of jumps, because, think of this. They give us our start number, right? We just got to find our jump friend. So count the jumps and find our jump friend. Okay, are you guys, did you do it? No? Okay, I'll give you like another couple seconds, real quick. Okay, you done now? Okay, I hope so. But you know what though? If you're still working on it, that's cool. It's all good. It's all gravy. Just pause the video and keep going. You know what I mean? So, we have 5 and 14 already done. Let's count the jumps together and double check your work. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So 5 plus 9 equals 14. Yeah, sure. That makes total sense. And if we were to, I know, I'll fill that back in. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. But, of course, we could always do it the other way because maybe some of us are really, really good with subtraction and maybe addition is the awkward one, right? 5 or 14 minus 5, so we start 14. 5 jumps backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And guess what? You get 9 still. Either way, the answer is 9. But let me take away those scribbles. There we go. So, 2 different ways I showed you how these 2 problems can work together, how to find the answer. It's super, super easy peasy. So, using either method, whether personally, I enjoy finding that jump number instead of doing the regular subtraction because I personally never like subtraction. So, a lot of times when I subtract, I will actually count for the jump number. That sounds crazy, maybe, kind of, a little. I'm telling you, it's literally what I do all the time. That's just how my brain works, and everyone's brain works a little different. So, go ahead and pause the video, try number 4, all on your own, and then we're going to go over it together. Okay, if the video is playing right now, I'm assuming you are totally done everything and everything's all good to go. So, we have 12 minus 4, but we can turn this into an addition problem by saying, hey, put the part over here, and take this whole number and put it over here. And we just got to find that jump number. It's easy enough. Alright, so you should have done this on your own, and all this next part is going to be you checking your answer. That's it. And then if your answer is not correct, don't stress about it. Don't worry about it. Just see where you might have gone wrong and then go, oh, that's what it was. That's where I made the mistake. And then you know what the crazy thing is? You stop making that same mistake. Crazy, right? Absolutely insane. But it's true. So we have 14 and 12. So I'll make it 14. I'm sorry, I misspoke. 4 and 12. So make a dot on 4, make a dot on 12, and count those jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that means 4 plus 8 equals 12, or you could also even write 8 plus 4, because either way it adds up the same. But let me take all that scribbling away, because maybe this method is really confusing for you and you prefer to just use the subtraction because you understand subtraction and it's easy peasy for you. That's cool too, as long as you understand that the number you find, it goes hand in hand with the opposite problem. So we can also do this. We can take 12, 4 jumps backwards, 1, 2, 3, 4. Guess what? We landed on 8. So either way, the number is 8. So, and I'm just going to do like a little throwback to a first grade lesson here with part whole, right? The 4 and the 8 are the parts, and the 12 is the whole, and that it only goes that way in addition problems. In subtraction problems, you start with the whole, and then you take a part away and find the missing part. Just don't forget that. Alright, so let's go on to page 27. I'm only going to do 1 or 2 more with you, and then you're going to do the absolute rest on your own. Alright? Alright guys, so I made a little handy dandy number line on the screen here, and feel free to use it. So I'm going to have you all try number 5 on your own, and then we'll solve this both ways. And then after that, we're going to do number 11. Okay, so go ahead, try number 5 first, and then we'll go over together. So pause the video and give it a shot. Alright, so if the video is playing right now, that means that you paused the video, you gave it your best try, and you're curious to see if you're right. Well, you're in luck, because number 5, I'm betting you got it right. It's pretty simple. So let's do it the awkward way first, or actually my favorite way. We're going to count the jumps. We have our start number, and we have our whole. We just need to find our jump number. That's all we're doing, finding Mr. Jump. That's all. So start at 1, and then make a dot 8. Count the jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So using this method, I got 7 for my jump number. Well, let's say, for instance, I just wasn't comfortable with that, and I prefer doing it the other way, where I start at 8 and I jump backwards 1, and I still land on 7. Either way, you're going to get 7 as the correct answer. There you go, 7 and 7. They're very interchangeable. We went from whole part to part whole. That's it. And number 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excuse me. You guys are going to do those on your own. But before I send you guys off to go ahead and do that, let's make sure we do number 11. Oops. So number 11, the reason why I want to do this is just because it looks different, and a lot of times that can just like scare a lot of kids, and I just want you to see that it's not scary at all. So just like we have our start and jump number, well, we're going to do the same thing over here. The top number, it's going to be your start, and then that bottom number is still going to be your jumping friend. That's all. Okay? And then when you're doing the other way, where you're finding the missing part, well, you're still going to put a dot over top of 8 and another dot over top of 18 and count how many jumps. So we'll do it both ways. So first we do it the subtraction way. Maybe you find that way a little bit better. That's fine. So we start at 18 and we make 8 jumps backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I land on 10. So with this method, 18 minus 8 is 10. But maybe you're like me and you just really don't like subtraction, and addition is like your best buddy in the world. Well, we can add to subtract, and because they're like brother and sister, they're all part of the same fact family. So we can put a dot on 8, put a dot on 18, and just count the jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So 10 jumps. And we still got 10 the first time when we took away 8 from 18. So this was already 10. And we double checked using a totally different method, which still gave us 10. So don't forget that when you have subtraction, and if you don't like subtraction, you can add to subtracts by just finding that missing part. That's it. You know what? Before I send you guys off again, like I know I'm adding one more thing. I'm crazy. Let's just do number 14 together. I want you to give this a try. And the reason why we're going to do this one is because it looks scary. I know a lot of kids are going to look at this and go, oh my gosh, what on earth is happening? This looks super, super scary. What are we doing? So we'll do 14 together. Do this with me and hear me out, okay? It looks scary at first, but get this. Because we can make them part of the same fact family. We can have 5 over here, because we know this is a part, because you get part as an answer for subtraction problems. And we know that the first number in a subtraction problem is the whole. So we can already put it over here. Now this looks way more familiar. We've been doing this like half the time in the video. We just need to find the missing part. So, oh, I made a little boo-boo. Hold on one second. Forgot to take away. Alright, sorry about that. I'll rewrite this in. 10. Alright, and like I said, we can put the 5 here and put the 11 here, because they're just swapping places. Because when we're adding, the whole goes at the end, and when we subtract, the whole goes at the beginning. So now we just make our dots on our number line. 5 and 11. And then just count the jumps, because we just need to find our jump number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 jumps, which means that 5 plus 6 equals 11. Now, I'm going to show you guys something it's going to seem a little weird and super, super goofy, but trust me, I would never lie to you guys. You can also solve this subtraction problem up here by just pretending that this part is your jumping number. That's it. And then we'll give you the missing part. And you're probably saying, I don't believe in Mr. Montgomery. You're crazy. That sounds super weird. Alright, but I'll prove it to you right now. So 11 minus blank equals 5. Well, we're just going to pretend that this is over here, and then we'll find that missing number. So we start at 11. And then we jump back 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which would give you 6. So we can say that 11 minus 6 equals 5. And remember, the reason why I even switch them around is because they're all part of the same fact family. If you take 11 minus 5, it will absolutely equal 6. So you just can have them swap places, whatever words you prefer. Okay? But I know this is a really, really goofy type of problem because they're making it look different. They're making it look scary. So before we end this, do me a favor, guys. Try number 15 on your own. We'll go over together, and then I'll have you do the rest of the problems on your own. I want to make sure you understand how these bottom 3 problems are working. That's it. So pause the video, try number 15. Okay, if you saw this video playing, that means you hit play. You hit that space bar. You had the video start to go all over again. And that also means that you gave number 15 your best try, which I really, really hope you did, because I want you to be awesome at math. I know it's cheesy, it's corny, but, I really do. So, let's solve this both ways. So, we have our whole, which is 7, but we can put that way over here because the whole number goes at the end of addition problems. And for the 2, well, we can just put that bad boy right over here first because he's a part. So we'd have part blank whole. And we know how to solve that. We just count the jumps from 2 to 7 because we have our starting number. And we just need to find our jump friend. That's it. So make a dot on 2. Make a dot on 7. Count the jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 jumps, so our missing number is 5. And we can still do that with the subtraction problem as well. You can take 7 and just pretend that the 2 is your jump friend. You could do that. And for those of you that are super math savvy, this is making total sense. And that's awesome. You have a new tool in your toolbox. For those of you that think this is a little goofy, again, use what works best for you. I say every video, use what works best for you. So if you need to do this addition part just to find the subtraction part, awesome. You have another tool in your toolbox too. If the trying to find this missing part is a little goofy, well, if you now know how to make it into an addition problem, so just do that, and that can help you out. But for my other friends that really like the subtraction side, well, we can go to 7, and since we know one of the parts, this guy right there, we just take 2 jumps back, 1, 2, and we still land on 5. Either way, we get 5 as an answer. Okay? So go ahead and try number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, and 16 completely on your own. All right? And you know what? If you have extra time in class, give page 28 a try too. It never hurts to brush up on your story problems. Okay? So I really hope that this video helped you guys out. If there's any confusion or questions, please feel free to message me, email me, whatever. Or, you could also email your teacher. So that's it, guys. I hope that this seems a lot less scary now, and I'll see you all next video.